Today we are driving a car. That's right. No SUV, no truck. This is a regular street car. It is the 2024 Mercedes-Benz CLE 450 4Matic. Is it any good? Well, we're going to find out right now on Driving Sports TV. Oh. For the last decade here on Driving Sports TV, we've become known for our SUV, crossover, and truck reviews. Well, today we have this, a car, and yeah, it's a good one. The all-new Mercedes-Benz CLE is available in 3 different flavors. At the bottom, you get the CLE 300 4Matic. On the top, the AMG CLE 53. This one is right in the middle, the CLE 450 4Matic. When I was younger, much younger, I thought that the 4Matic badge on the back of Mercedes-Benz vehicles meant that it had a 4-speed automatic transmission. Because of course, 4 and Matic, 4-speed automatic, why wouldn't it be that, right? Of course, that is not what 4Matic stands for. No, it's actually Mercedes Advanced All-Wheel Drive System. This is a fancy bit of engineering that uses a multi-plate clutch to shift power front and back, combined with individual wheel braking to shift power side to side. So it's pretty much like every other all-wheel drive system on the market today. But here's the thing. Mercedes has been refining this system since it introduced it in the 90s. It was one of the earliest production versions of this type of all-wheel drive system, if not the very first version. And that experience shows. On paper, it's identical to what you would find in the newest Nissan Altima with all-wheel drive. But in practice, it is much better. Add power and it just feels right. This is a coupe that loves to accelerate. And that's because under the hood is a 3-liter turbocharged 6. It produces a peak 375 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. It's connected to a 9-speed automatic, and of course it has paddle shifters if you want to row your own gears. Let's give it a try. Pop down 6. Woohoo! Oh man, it's quick. Not only does it change gears fast, it just is fast. Woohoo! Ha! There are, of course, several drive modes. You get to pick dynamics down here as a shortcut, or you can do it up on the screen. And these will modify a number of parameters, including engine output, steering feel, traction control, and, of course, the exhaust sound. Ooh. Steering does feel a bit light, even in sport mode, but the overall dynamic is actually quite nice. As you would expect, the seats are superbly crafted with plenty of controls. There's even heat, cooling, and massage built in, though you do have to dig through the menus to find the massage controls. The center screen runs the latest MBUX operating system. Using it can be a little confusing at first because several features are buried in the menus. For example, when I first turned on the seat warmers, the steering wheel heat also came on. I looked everywhere for a button to turn off the wheel heat without any luck. It turns out that it was actually a setting under seat comfort. They tie the steering wheel warmer to the seat heaters. There is no independent control of that function. When driving, instead of hunting for controls, you can use the disembodied Mercedes voice. For example, let's turn on the steering wheel heater.
Okay, I'm switching on the steering wheel heating.
And you can ask many things, actually. Hey Mercedes, what's the GDP for Canada?
According to Wikipedia, Canada has a GDP of 1.7 trillion US dollars.
Good on you, Canada. Good on you. So the system is actually pretty smart. It can do lots of different things. What it is best at, though, is navigation. Hey Mercedes, find me a coffee shop nearby.
I have found multiple results.
Great.
Where do you want to go? I have found multiple results. Where are we off to?
Madrona Cafe.
Found multiple results. Calling Happy Duo Cafe.
No, don't call. What are you doing? What are you doing?
University Place,
Don't
Washington.
call. No, what are you doing? No, don't call. What the heck? Okay, let's try that again. Navigate to Madrona Cafe.
I have found multiple results.
There.
Let's go.
Okay, now that we have that routed, I have a really big map up in my heads-up display. It's actually one of the biggest maps I've ever seen in a heads-up display unit. And then down here, we have just regular display. But when we need to turn, it'll actually pop up with an augmented reality map. This is one of the few examples of a manufacturer's system being better than what Apple and Android can offer. It has deeper integration into the vehicle. Though you can connect those wireless devices if you want as well. There's even a hidden wireless charger down here. So even though this trim doesn't have the optional augmented reality system, the map up in the heads-up display is absolutely phenomenal, and I can't imagine how anybody would actually mess up directions with this kind of a setup. The gauges are also digital on the CLE, and a number of different looks and layouts are available with a quick swipe of a finger. So if you're interested in a vehicle like this and you have big hands, I would recommend sitting in the vehicle and giving it a try just to make sure that you're not going to have issues with that. The CLE is a replacement for both the C and E-Class coupes, so it has a lot of responsibility weighing on its shoulders. This is a car that needs to appeal to as wide as possible of an audience, which is already a small audience considering the shrinking interest in these expensive, sporty two-door coupes. Pricing is as you would expect, starting at around $65,000 for the base CLE 450 4Matic. The one I'm driving today has a long list of options. Prices you see it here, $77,090 US, including destination. That said, I think they got this one right. It has a lot of space in the boot, plenty of power under the hood, and it's even comfortable for long drives. And it'll even seat 4 with the deeply sculpted second row seats. I am a little worried about the vents in the second row. They seem very concerned about something. What did they see? I gotta know, what did they see? What do they know? I'm afraid it'll never tell us. This test car did come with the optional $2,000 driver assistance package. This includes blind spot assist, rear cross traffic alerts, lane tracing, and route-based speed adaptation, just to name a few. But it doesn't include adaptive cruise control. That is another $600 package on top of that other package. I mean, it's kind of crazy in today's world where Toyota gives you that for free, yet with Mercedes, yeah, it's more money, please. Well, let's see how well it works. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Now, this doesn't have a fully autonomous system, although Mercedes actually has been approved in the US for a fully autonomous system, and they're one of the few manufacturers that has actually already said outright they will take all liability when you are in full robotic mode, which is pretty amazing. And frankly, that's kind of what vehicle manufacturers need to be doing. They need to step forward. It's their tech, so they need to be able to take responsibility. And I'm glad to see that Mercedes is doing that. But what we have right here is really just the standard adaptive cruise control. Now, will it automatically center the car? No, doesn't seem to have lane centering. Let me go into the options here just to make sure that it's not a feature that I'm missing. I'm going into assistance. Oh, active steering assist. Let's go and turn that on. Okay, so we got that on. Manual and automatic. Oh, there's also automatic lane change assist. Well, I'm not going to use that. So now we have lane tracing on, and yeah, tracking straight and true, no big issues here. It's working as you would expect it to work from a car maker that has, you know, authorization for full autonomous in the US. So yeah, that's pretty good. Now it'll also, of course, also check distance of vehicles in front of me. If I come up to a vehicle that's going slower, it'll gap that vehicle, no problem. So good system, works fine. There's also an auto parking feature, but I never use that. It always takes way too long. It doesn't matter which car maker is implementing it. I don't know if anybody ever uses that. Do you ever use the auto park feature? Post a comment below. I would love to know. I mean, if a lot of people actually use it, maybe I'll start to test it. But as it is right now, I pretty much assume nobody ever uses that. Woohoo! Man, this is a fun car to drive. Would I buy this car though? No. A two-door coupe just doesn't work for me in any way, shape, or form. And I did actually scrape the nose just on one of our regular roads out here in the country. So you got to be careful with that. That wasn't even a dirt road. I was just on a cement road. The bridge transition was a little bit, no signage because it's within spec, but apparently for this car is just a little too low. And then of course you also have the shocks here, which are just really nicely tuned. This is just such a great setup. Let's try a 0 to 60. We're gonna pull up here and give it the good old heave-ho. Now I'm in sport mode, and I'm gonna stop completely. And 3, 2, 1, floor it. That's quick. That's pretty quick. And 4.92 seconds. Oh yeah, it's quick. If you want launch control, you're gonna have to go with the AMG model. This one doesn't have it. Though the cost and lack of 2 additional doors may put it out of reach for most buyers, for buyers that do want a fun, comfortable, and quick coupe, the new CLE 450 4Matic is an excellent drive. Is it better than a BMW M440i xDrive coupe? Well, that's hard to say. But given that this Mercedes is larger with more cargo space, that does make this a more practical option. I haven't driven the latest M440, but I did drive the latest all-electric i4 M50 just a couple years ago, and I really like that car. If that experience is any indication, I might lean more towards the BMW offering in this space, especially because I didn't have a lot of luck with those little finger controls on the steering wheel. I just always felt like my hands were 2 sizes too big. So does this all-new Mercedes coupe check all your boxes? Post a comment below, give us a like, share this video, you know what to do. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again right here real soon.